Good morning, good morning, good morning, Joy Nook Club. It is your girl, Kiara Michelle, and I am so happy you are here on another Saturday morning. You already know our co-host, Miss Alenia Renee, and that beautiful face in the middle is Miss Vanessa Washington. But before we can get started, we have a sponsor for you.
All right, Joy Nook Club. Our sponsor for today is the Joy Nook Store. The Joy Nook Store offers apparel, houseware, accessories, training courses, and so much more. They aim to provide an enjoyable shopping experience for all their customers to support creating sustainable habits that inspire mindful transformation. You can get the link right down in the description box below.
Yes, make sure you get your shift shirts, everybody. Check out Miss Alenia's shirt that she has on now. And when I start, you should start every morning saying that you can do this and you will do this. And that is exactly what the main character in this book does, the very first thing in the book, because she was so nervous. And so, to tell you about who created this character, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Miss Vanessa Washington. She is a married mother of three beautiful children. She grew up in Southwest Philadelphia as the youngest of four children. Known for being shy and silly, Vanessa's family and friends were shocked to find out she applied to become a police officer. After 12 years on the job, she became the community relations officer for her district. The goal was to bridge the gap between police and community. She reads children books in uniform on her YouTube channel. She visits local schools to engage young minds, and she creates community events geared towards children. This love for children inspired her to write and self publish her first book, titled Officer Washington's First Day. So, Miss Vanessa Washington, I drop the mic to you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me here. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to share Officer Washington's first day with you all. So here we go. Officer Washington's first day. Today is Officer Washington's first day of work as a police officer. She's very excited, but she's also a little nervous. Will my new coworkers like me? Will they want to work with me? Will I be accepted by the community? Officer Washington has so many unanswered questions. There's only one way to have them answered. Officer Washington woke up extra early on her first day of work. She washed up, put on her cool new uniform, then she walked over to the mirror in her room, looked herself in the face, and said, "You can do this. You will do this." Officer Washington walked up to the front door of the police station. She took a deep breath as she grabbed the door handle and walked inside. Once inside, she looked around the room in amazement. Wow, this place is cool. There were computers, a huge table surrounded by chairs, and even a podium where the officers stood for roll call before going out on the street. Officer Washington was soon greeted by her supervisor, Sergeant Adams. "Hello, officer," he said. "Good morning, sir," said Officer Washington. "Welcome to the force. Follow me. I'll introduce you to your squad members." Officer Washington looked across the room at a group of officers and nervously thought to herself, "Will they like me? Will they want to work with me?" She then closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and said, "I can do this. I will do this." As Sergeant Adams walked over to Officer Washington, she met the group of officers. They all looked up and smiled. "Hey, are you new here?" said one of the officers. "Yes, I'm Officer Washington. It's nice to meet you all." Everyone greeted Officer Washington with a high five. "That was not hard at all," she said. Officer Washington was paired with Officer Lynn. Officer Lynn was excited to have a partner for the day. "Okay, Washington, before we hit the street, let's make sure we have everything we need." They did an equipment check and then they headed out to find their patrol car. Wow, this is so cool, Officer Washington said as she sat in the patrol car. There was a computer, a microphone, and a lot of cool buttons that made cool sounds and operated flashing lights. Okay, safety first, Officer Lynn said as they buckled their seatbelts. I'm going to drive you around the neighborhood so you can see what it's like here, said Officer Lynn. Okay, great, said Officer Washington. That nervous feeling came back as Officer Washington began to think to herself, will I be accepted by the community? She then took a deep breath and said, I can do this. I will do this. As they drove around the neighborhood, they were greeted by smiles and waves from the community members. This made Officer Washington feel welcomed and appreciated. I think I'm going to like it here, she said. At the end of her shift, Officer Washington thanked Officer Lynn for showing her around. She then headed home to tell her family about her amazing first day at work. I did it! Officer Washington had the best first day at work. And the message of this story is, it's okay to be nervous about starting something new. You just have to encourage yourself to see it through. Thank you.
That was wonderful. That was so way to answer my question, though. Thanks.
She messed you up, Kiara.
She done messed me all the way up, but it was good.
Got in trouble.
She had to say it for herself. I felt it, and she had to say it.
It was in her spirit.
It was in her spirit.
It was in her spirit.
It was in her bio. That's why I didn't read it, so I could ask the question.
Why? You told me to say it.
It did, but I love that book so much, especially because the first day jitters that she had. That's what I felt starting this podcast, and I'm still nervous. We can tell. You saw my moment.
That's all right. It happens. I'm still nervous on my job, and I've been there 13 years.
Exactly. But I think I think what works out so well is the human aspect of making, Officer Washington, which I'm sure Officer Washington was you. But that making it human for little people to know that, what, it is okay. And
Exactly.
we get nervous too. Get nervous too.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Really,
Yes.
with the face.
Right?
I had to, because I know I be getting nervous.
Listen.
Yes. Well, let's just jump straight into it, Joy Nook, with the tough questions.
Oh boy.
Why was it important for you to use a female officer and not a male one on the first day?
Well, I chose to use a female officer not only because she was featured after me, just because you don't see that often. You do not see female officers in these books. I think I've seen maybe one that's on the cover, but you don't see ones that are like the main character, with the main character being a female and a black female at that. So I think it's important to show the children, like, you could be a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
There are female police officers out here, and we doing the darn thing.
Y'all are doing it because my
so
bonus
it was
daughter
important for me
is
to
one.
just show that side.
Mm-hmm. Yes, your bonus daughter is awesome too.
Yep.
Yes. Now, what inspired you to go into the police force?
Really? That's wonderful. Wonderful. Love to see.
we just got a slight delay.
I see.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You're
just
moving
a slight
through
delay.
it.
Yep. So ask your question again, Kiera. You might have to.
Yeah. What inspired you to go into the police force?
Oh, so this is funny because I never saw myself as being a police officer, but my older sister, she saw the ad in the newspaper one day. She was like, "Why don't we just take the test and see what happens?" So I'm like, "What?" So I took the test, and here I am.
Of all the
Here
things.
I am. Here I am.
I love that. I love that. Every story that starts with, well, this is funny.
I don't know. I guess it was meant for me to be here because I always felt like I wasn't supposed. I know. I don't know. I guess it was just meant to be because
Right.
when I was in patrol, I just felt like, all right, I'm supposed to be doing something else. And then I got
Right.
pulled into the role of the community relations officer, and that's where I really blossomed. And I love it. I love it.
I
Love
think
it.
that's the great thing about jobs too, because you go in thinking one thing, and that's what I always say to Kiera. Don't just think that
Mhm.
you know there is just one way to do what you want to do. It just may be how you have to start, right? How you have to
Yep.
start.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's amazing. And I'm still amazed right now, especially because I think community relations, I don't know why I want to say relationships. It is a relationship between community and police officers is important.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
important
It
right
really
now.
is. It
Because
really
kids,
is.
we
It's
need
hard
to see.
sometimes. Yep. Absolutely. I love the little babies. I love them so much.
She said, "I love the little babies."
Yes,
But
little
that's how
babies.
you talk. You be saying you want to take little people in your purse.
You're not supposed to tell everybody that, Kiera.
It's out there now. It's out there.
I do because they be so cute.
They
I just want to put them in my pocket. That's all. I just want to put them in my pocket.
are. I just love you.
Exactly.
I love you.
Yeah, my husband might say something completely different. They're not coming up in here. They're not grandchildren. They're not coming up in here. Yup.
Yes.
Okay, Kiera, I'm sorry.
You got your questions?
I do. So, once you became a police officer, right?
Mhm.
And like I had said previously, honestly, I'm married into law enforcement, and guess what? Our last name is Washington.
Oh,
So, and my bonus daughter is a
Mhm.
police officer, right?
Awesome.
So one of the things that you know I know that is a struggle is to find that representation, okay, within the police department.
Yep.
Who has been for you
Mhm.
a mentor or someone that you looked up to during your career?
Mhm.
Because you know we all need someone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all need someone. So who was that, and what did they give you that made them so important to you?
Well, it's funny that you asked that question because if you notice, I was in the story. I'm partnered with Officer Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
So Lynn is actually short for Linder. And when I first started on the job,
Okay.
I met Officer Linder. She was
Sure.
Linder then,
Right.
cousin.
Yeah.
And she was just this bubbly. Oh my God, I just loved her spirit. And she was just so nice and welcoming and just helpful. And she was
Right.
the community relations officer. And I just watched what she was doing. And I'm like, that's what I want to do one day. And I'm like, I love how she does that. I'm like, whatever you got going on, pull me into it because I'll come. I'm going to do it.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, I did a few programs with her that she had going on. I got on
Right.
with her and we were doing things, and I was like, this is what I like to do. I like this stuff, this
Wow.
fun stuff. And it was like, I just watched her. I just watched her all the time, just like, that's what I want to do. And that's how you get there. I'm like, oh, that's what she's doing. Okay, that's what we got to do. I like that.
Nice.
Yep.
That's exactly how I feel.
Admired her and what she did for the community, what she still does for the community,
Wow.
how she does it. Yes. Wonderful.
I'm
I had to
so
pay
proud of my people.
her in my book.
I'm so proud of her because y'all look, Nook Club. I'm telling y'all, my cousin is it. You know, she is that way. She's that way in the group. She's like always pumping people up and saying encouraging things and some,
Awesome.
and she'll
Awesome.
say the good mornings and things like that. So she's very consistent in her walk.
Mhm.
I will say that.
Very.
She's
Mhm.
very consistent. And I'm so
And it's
proud.
like you never know who's watching you.
You
Yes.
don't.
I hear that 10,000 times a day. I do.
Mhm.
I
It's the
really
truth.
do.
You
It's
Is
the
it
truth.
true?
It's truthful.
Listen. Yup.
Now, in
Yup.
the midst of doing all of your programs and working with the kids, what has been the most rewarding part?
Just being able to make the children smile. Like, and just showing them another side of policing.
Right.
Like when I go to like the different schools or we show up at the playground and they run into us and they're excited to see us, it's like that's what it's about. That's what we're here for.
Right.
This positive impact. Because so often we have people saying, you better stop being bad. I'm gonna call the cops to come lock you up. So the kids
Yes.
is like, don't do that. We want them to like us. We don't want them to like us.
Right.
So we can break down that wall and they're having fun with us and forgetting about all that other stuff that they see on TV. It's like so worth it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
That's really what I love about your job specifically, because the TV is ruining the community aspect, because that's all they're watching is the TV.
Yep.
This makes me want to be a police officer, even though that's not my ministry. That is not my ministry. It's so not.
That's not your ministry.
It is my dad's. It's not mine.
Oh,
yep. She showing up that her daddy a police officer.
My grandfather is a veteran, and he keeps saying he want one of his grandchildren to be in that. I'm like, that is not our ministry, and I feel bad.
None of them.
None of us.
None of them.
And he got a lot, but none of us are about this life. It's inspiring. We love you guys for it, but no.
You gotta stay in your lane. You gotta find your lane and stay in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yup.
So do you have any so from this book, are you thinking of maybe doing a series on this? Because I like when I read it before I sent it to Kiera and wanted to keep the pen that came with it, but I dare not say that again. Because this is her show. So, but are you thinking of extending this? Because I just saw, like, as I read it, I just was seeing, it could go this way and that way.
So, I'm actually in the process of the next book. It's being written as we speak. It's being illustrated as we speak. It was already written. It's just being illustrated now. So, yes, there will be a series of Officer Washington's books. They'll just be different situations that people go through or that children go through, and just let them know how they can get through it.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Look at that. I'm gonna stop asking those good questions, Kiera.
No, you are good.
I don't want to get fired from my job.
No, you are good. You're good. I promise you.
Okay, because I know sometimes I'll ask a question and it's like, she done asked the question that led into what
No, you're good, because your questions give me more questions.
Okay, good.
That's how this dynamic works. Now, my question is, why display Officer Washington? Practice self-affirmation.
I'm sorry, it broke up.
Of course, but it's okay. I said, why display?
Because it broke up.
Again, I got you. Give me a sec. Okay. Why display your main character? Practice self-affirmation. It did it again, didn't it?
I think it did.
Oh, because I feel that it's very important for children to know. We good?
We keep freezing.
It's okay.
Yeah, we keep freezing. But
I'm gonna call on the spirit of the podcast.
I'm telling you, y'all. I'm telling you, it's the storm. It's the storm.
It's the storm.
Storm is passing over. The storm is passing over. The storm is passing over. Hallelujah. I'm just trying to bring the thing up. That's right. She said, good. We got
All
to get the flags out.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
Kiara. We got you. We got you. Got to go with the flow. Because I think it's when her screen. Join Nook Club. Y'all probably when y'all watch this, you're gonna be like, did they really just cut up, start singing a church song? But guess what? It cleared it up. Did it clear it up?
It cleared up.
Did it clear it up?
It cleared up.
We are clear.
It cleared up.
So ask your question again.
Why have your main character practice self-affirmation?
Because I really feel that it's important for children to know that if you're not feeling encouraged by other people around you, it's okay for you to encourage yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't depend on nobody else to do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. And it works. It works.
Mm-hmm. It does.
It does.
It does work. You got to speak to yourself throughout the day.
Yes. Listen, I tell myself that a lot throughout the day. Trust me. We will do this.
Right. Exactly.
I'm on
exactly.
Right when that one person starts, be like, I'm not going to do this.
I'm not going to do this. I won't do this. There you go. You make it fit.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. So how does your sons feel about, well, okay, you said 3 children now. I'm assuming sons. So how does your children feel? I know, yo.
I have 2 boys and a girl.
See, okay, I was close.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was close. How do they feel about you being a police officer?
They love it. They love it. I was a police officer also. So it's like So it's like, come on, we all up in here.
Yep, y'all all about the law.
Yep. All about the law.
Is it their ministry? All 3 of them?
So I don't think it's theirs. Nope. And I'm okay with that.
Right.
I'm okay with that. But they love it. They do love it.
Oh, that's good.
Just because it teaches you certain things about life.
Yep.
Like I think if my dad was not there, certain things I wouldn't know, or I wouldn't know how to protect myself. I'm very knowledgeable about certain aspects, and I'm appreciative for it.
Good.
Right.
Yep. So we speak to them, like we just let them know things that they should and shouldn't do. But we don't walk around the house all like, don't do that, straight up, or I'm going to lock you up. We are regular human beings at home.
Right. Regular schmegglers.
Yes, we leave work at work.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I know this right here. I know we're talking about a children's book. But one of the things that I did want to ask you is, in the wake of everything that's going on in the world, how did you navigate that in the position that you're in, because you're in a community role? So how did you know?
I ain't come on here to start crying.
I'm sorry. I know.
That was a lot. Everything that was going on, pandemic, the civil unrest, just a whole.
It was all.
I don't know. Just to be honest, like PTSD.
Right. I believe it.
It's a lot because it's like you don't know where you're trying to find where you fit in.
Okay.
Because people from Black Lives Matter were saying, well, not Black Lives. I can't say all Black Lives Matter people were saying this, but we had people out there during the civil unrest, like just being really, really mean to Black police officers.
Right.
And y'all traitors because y'all police officers, because y'all wearing the uniform. And it's like, I'm not a traitor. Like, I don't know. Like, you don't know me personally. You don't know my heart.
Right.
And it's like, we just felt like we didn't know where we fit in. Like we police officers and we're Black, and it's like we stuck in the middle.
Right.
Where do we fit in? How do I reach these people? But we a lot of my faithful community members that I love so much. They were there for us. They would stop by, drop off stuff for us, food, snacks, and stuff. Just that they are here for us. But it was just a lot, like mentally.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm really sure. and I'm not gonna beat it. I'm trust me, Kiera, I'm not.
No, you're good.
But
I'm just in awe. I'm listening.
because we had one children's book author that came on, and her book was called Am I Next? And that right there, even saying it gave me chills. So how are you, being in that role when, because you got to deal with your own children.
Absolutely.
How is that going for you? Like, how are you doing with the interactions with the little peoples?
The little peoples.
The
Well,
little people. Little people. I'm not talking about the bigger peoples. The little peoples.
ones. The little ones. We got to start with the little ones because
Yeah.
we get the biggest impression on them while they're young.
Right.
I just whenever we meet with children, me and my partner, we're like, we like to go out to everything. Daycare centers, day camps. And we sit down with the kids. We sit there and we sit down with them and we let them ask us anything they want to ask us.
Okay.
Nothing's off the board. And they asked us, I had a little boy asked me, what he say? He said, if I push you, are you going to shoot me? And I'm like, absolutely not.
Right.
Yeah. And then he just kept asking me all these questions. If I do this, are you going to shoot me? If I do that, and I'm like, it hurt my heart.
Right.
Because it's like, oh my God. Like, there are so many conversations that need to be had with like the youth as it pertains to police officers, because they're thinking that everybody's bad.
Right. Right.
Like every profession has their little bad seeds.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's a shame that they're broadcasted so, like, the media. Oh my gosh. Like,
no, it's bad. No, it's so like, bad.
It's harder for us. And it's like, we're all not like that.
Right.
So it's like my goal in life, well, as far as my career goes, my goal in my career is to just spread that message that we are not all the same. Right. I am one of the good ones, and I'm going to show you that I am. Right. So it's just, I'm just open. Anytime anybody wants to ask me any questions about law enforcement when I come in contact with them, please ask me. Because I just want you to know, like, you're going to get it from another officer's mouth. That's not what I'm about. I can speak for myself. And if you see a co-worker acting that way, you got to chill. Stop. Don't do that. We're not doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not doing that. So, yeah. It's a lot.
Kiera, I don't have no more to ask.
I'm in awe right now just because of like that little boy asking that question. Yeah. And I got lots of little cousins. I never know what they're thinking.
Right.
Until like they talked about it with me. My little cousin, he loves Golden Corral. He's going to 5th grade this year. I remember he went to Golden Corral one day with my mom and he saw cops and he got nervous all of a sudden. Like, I never knew how he felt about that. So it's reality of what they think.
It is. It's like people really get like really scared when they see us pull, and it's like, it's a shame. It's like, how do you find the medium? Like, right? No, it's like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, sometimes you speak to people, they look at you like, I'm not talking to you. Why are you speaking to me? I'm like,
right.
You have a wonderful day.
Right.
I don't know what you want me to do, but I'm in it for the long run. So,
and that's why the book makes it just shows that human side.
Yep.
You get scared, you get apprehensive, you feel uncertainty. And I think it's an excellent book.
Thank you so much.
For parents to get for their children. Yeah. And I'm encouraging grandmothers, everybody. Y'all need to get it because it's real. Like it's real. And even with when you said the podium for roll call, and my bonus daughter is a sergeant, so she's now, so she's doing the thing. And so when she's talking about it, when I read it, I was like, oh, I know it is.
I know about this.
I know about this.
Yep.
I do, but I do. I think the book was so timely.
Yes,
it was.
It was right on time. Right.
Not just to be a female officer, but a Black female officer. Yep. That's the greatest part about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Yep.
greatest part
Yep.
about it.
Yep. Kiara, yep, I'm done.
I'm in awe still. You gotta give me a second.
Aw.
I'm in awe.
Everybody gonna be like, this one.
It's this one. You put. I'm never at a loss for words. I don't like
I'm
silence.
never at a loss. I am, but now I'm noticing that I am.
Yeah, you're
Because y'all
always at
authors
the
are not
loss.
playing. Y'all are not playing. Y'all are coming
Listen.
and giving our audience some good stuff, and they can, when they purchase this book, they are purchasing a connection, a
Mhm.
real connection.
Tools.
You're not just writing from a spectator's point
Oh.
of view. And I think that's where people need to understand that when they get this book and they read it to the children in their family or in their classrooms or anything,
Mhm.
they're reading it from the perspective of a police officer,
Yep.
not a spectator, not a, hey, my bonus daughter, like me writing it. Me writing it. Oh, trust and believe. I'm a Oreo cookie it. I'm a chocolate
Not
milk
the
it.
Oreo cookie.
I'm put it on. Y'all gonna get everything. But she put reality in there,
Yep.
even with the feelings and the emotions that she's feeling. I just, that's what I'm saying. I'm encouraging everyone, get the book. Get the book.
Well, they can't get it if they don't know where to get it.
Oh yeah.
So, Miss Vanessa Washington, can you please tell us where they can find your book, please?
So my book is available in audio form, not audio. Well, yeah, digital. I'm sorry, digital form for Kindle on Amazon, and the hard copy is available. This one right here at what is it? creativelyvee.shopify.com. If you don't want to remember all of that, because that's a lot that I just said, you can go to my Instagram page. It's officer_Washington on Instagram, and the link to purchase is in the bio.
Thank you so much. And I know how you audiences are. Y'all are grabbing that pin, but you know what's going to be in the description box anyway. So I am so happy you guys enjoyed this interview. You guys stuck with us. Do not judge our church song, please don't. But you know, I'm just going to leave you guys with this. A new job is like a blank book, and you are the author. So whatever new job or new adventure that you are coming up with, you decide how it ends. You can do this. You will do this. Please remember to say that to yourself as you go on your new adventure. So join the club. It's been real. Deuces.